Very, very warm welcome to you, Jelly Beans. I want you to know that you should not confuse my conviction in crypto with religious adoption. There is a difference, okay? Religious adoption is what most people do because I've posted many surveys of this. The average person in crypto spends less than 2 hours before they make a decision to buy. So they are basically promoted and shielded from their close friends, and they trust their friends, so they go and buy. Only like 5 to 10% of people spend around 2 months. That's crazy. And I've shown you the surveys to elaborate on this. And this explains why a lot of people, have this automatic assumption that if they hear someone convicted in something, it's because they got shielded by a close friend or they're in on it. All right. Now, I want you to know in 99.99% of cases, that is true and you should approach that. You should not even trust me. But I'm here to tell you that I have a long history of buying absolute cabooshed poop, and I really do mean the poopy of the poopy. Shout out to my baby doll cousins. They literally said, hey man, you got to get Pikachu. And I said, why? And they said, its name is Pikachu. I said, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. That's enough fundamental research for me. 42x. 42x on Pikachu. Now, I did not choose Pikachu to go 42x. It just so happened that all the coins that I did a lot of research in and I thought were good large caps and good communities and good professional projects, they didn't go more than a 4x. And back in 2021 and before that, a 4x was a nothing, man. 3x, pfft, get out of here. Okay, so I understand when you see conviction in me, these things can still go to zero, but this is unbiased, man. We're here to win the game. Yes, a lot of your paradigms will break because I might be saying that there is value somewhere where you say there's zero value and it's a scam, but that's okay. And speaking of that, we're going to review today Mr. Suppoman's 7 coins that he believes will give like 100 to 1,000x. I'm going to share my thoughts here because this is basically a reaction video and we're going to go through because influencers, so Mr. Suppoman, he does a lot of research, man. He does a lot of databases. He collected all this info together. Check out this out. The first one up here is like Hex, for example. You know, he shows how many bull markets it's had, positions on coin market cap, and all these, right? All these information. Brought it down to 7. Now there's going to be more because he does a lot of these altcoin videos. But I just want to show you how this game is very sensitive and delicate. If you miss one thing, you're finished. Okay, so we're going to go through, right? So DogeChain, one of his coins is DogeChain, right? By the way, okay, before we start, because I'm just going to let you know, you don't have to buy any of these. My conclusion of this, you don't have to buy any of these. But if you want to participate in them, maybe I will, even more aggressive than now. It would be probably December this year or January 2024, the Bitcoin halving year, okay? So we're going to go through each coin. I just want to show you. So DogeChain is EVM, so Ethereum contracts, but for Dogecoin. All right, so DogeChain was made, and you can see, right, DogeChain has a very, very short lifespan so far. It was listed and hasn't been around very much. You know, obviously it barely moved. I know this says minus 80%, but it was handed out and whatever. Okay, so DogeChain though, this is something that you got to understand. Even though Mr. Suppoman's done the research, you think it's going to go up, etc. With DogeChain, right? DogeChain here, DogeChain code DC needs Shibarium out. Shibarium is the Shiba Inu layer 2 chain. It's been delayed just like our PulseChain was, quote unquote, mysteriously took a bit longer to go than expected, okay? You need these rivalries to occur and they build off each other, the energy. This is how I see it. So I like DogeChain. I was talking about it. I love that it appeared. I was hoping we could make more money, but it ended up being just mean pump and dumps all the time, right? All the time. And everything went to zero. So it is what it is. You take a punt, okay? Now, when it comes to DogeChain, I will only consider it January 2024. Even though I like it right now, I think I own still a bit some in some wallet somewhere, but it's not an absolute necessity because you need Shibarium out and they're timing the launch, okay? Now, if we go to his next coin, he's talking about XEN. So what Suppo doesn't know with XEN is XEN has aggressive inflation. So he doesn't even know that. So imagine, this is why I made in my videos to tell you, like, you need to keep the number of coins very limited. You got to have one coin. Now, but when I say this, don't bring me that one example of where someone's got 2 coins and it didn't go to zero. 99.9% of the times, okay? The rule is you need one coin. You need everybody to focus their energy on one coin. not conflicting data. So we have here zenturbo.io. The Zen community is strong. They always tag each other. They have the logos. They're Zen maxis. I love it. I love to see it. Yes, they come. They try to spit at me when I said you got inflation too high. I like to see that. That's okay, all right? But the inflation is high, and he doesn't have it in his video. He does not know that the inflation's super big. So here's the thing. He believes the market cap can go up, and so do I. But what he doesn't know is that the market cap is only going to go to a certain percentage of people. Okay, if you buy Zen, you're going to get diluted by people who just kept minting. So this is something that he's not even mentioned in the video. He doesn't know, man. I don't blame him. There's too much work, friends. There's thousands and thousands of freaking coins out there, and they all have splitting different conditions and all this game theory going on. It's too freaking tough, man. There's so many things. That's why when I find a core community and I tell you, man, this was not the game years ago. People made money because there were only 50 coins that existed. I'm not joking. There was only 50 coins and they bought like 11. They bought 11 with like the pink and the purple logos, and some of them went 100x. Not one, like maybe 2 or 3 went 100x. Maybe 3 went like between 5 and 20x, and the other 2 went to 0. That's what it was like. It's not like that anymore. Now we have Pepe that does 3000x, and then 42,000 coins after that go to 0. It's impossible, man. It's a lottery ticket. So with Zen, all right, I want you to know this is probably going to make people upset as well. So Zen needs, so PulseChain community. You have bootstrapped by the Hex, okay? Zen will probably keep vampiring and gaining value with, right, their XEN chain, which is not out yet, and he's going to be their Zen, right, which is, I mean, if Zen's trying to be Hex, he's supposed to be a store of value. This is the tough part, okay, with these, because Zen's price is going the anti-up, otherwise known as down, okay? This is exactly where everyone made the video. Everyone started fucking yelling at me here. Come on, man. What do you want me to do, friends? If he's going to make a video about me every time there's a green candle, you're going to run out of breath. Save your time, okay? So what I want to see in Zen, though, is, I mentioned this to you before, I want to see the rest of this inflation start to come out. So I've changed it here to 90 days. You see here, this little light-colored 9 trillion. Yeah, 9 trillion coins come out in 90 days. And, man, that if you do, go to Uniswap or go to 1inch, try to sell even just 1 trillion coins, not 9. See what 1 trillion selling does. It sends it down like 75 to 80%. Okay, so the liquidity gets thinner because, friends, I know people personally who minted on the first 6 hours. They made a custom bot to mint. There's like 2 or 3 people who did it. They're sitting on 500K to $1 million. And I'll tell you right now, they're clicking sell as soon as they get their coins without hesitation. It's not because they don't like Zen. It's because they know there are other poopy heads like them. That's the game. It's game theory. Nothing exists in a vacuum. You might be super passionate. I might be super passionate. But what about the guy who's got a lot of money out? They don't care. That's why, now you know why. People who click sell, they're not your friends. And everyone, we always do say, yes, people got to sell and take profit. I understand. But the more you think of people who are sellers as enemies, the more you'll make money in crypto, because you will start to put your mindset in the places where the buying is going to be, and you're going to avoid the big selling, the time zones, the coins, right? You're going to wait for the inflation unlocks. Your brain, you'll start to that law of attraction thing. Yes, your brain will start to wire itself like I do. I'm like, okay, I'm going to avoid that. I don't want to be, but so that's why I know when I say I'm not being exit liquidity. So when you buy, I'm not going to bid this coin, right, for those 2 or 3 guys who don't believe in the system for them to freaking dump on me. No. If you want to dump, go pay your discount. You're going to sell into a discount, go do that, right? And then we can buy. So that's the difference here. So this gets missed in the Zen part of Suppoman's video. So Optimism is literally just the layer 2. It's Arbitrum with no friends. Okay, so Optimism has no friends. We're going to have a look at the Optimism chart. Optimism is not going anywhere because it's backed by the insiders, man. It's backed by the Ethereum insiders. But there's no friends. They're literally... You ever walk through a park and there's that old man sitting on the bench feeding the pigeons and you're like, oh man, he's so lonely. What happened to him? Maybe his wife passed away. That's Optimism. Got no friends, man. Only the birds come and hang with you. Why? Because he's feeding them breadcrumbs. That's the only chance that Optimism has. It's got to make applications that give stimulus programs, which it's not even doing right now, by the way, to hand out breadcrumbs for the pigeons to come and just peck down. I'm sorry, by the way, I'm just going to have to apologize. I don't think there's actually a pigeon emoji here, but is there? No, there's not a pigeon. I'm sorry, friends. I understand. You know, we're going to have to use something else. Doves count. Okay, yes. Little dovey. Woo! This is literally what happens. Okay, and it's, yes, you know what? How dare I forget the bread emoji? Okay, because that's literally, don't forget this. Don't forget this. Think about the chain you want to buy or the coin you want to buy. If there is no community and they need to constantly hand out breadcrumbs, well, what happens when the breadcrumbs stop? What happens when that old man stops feeding the birds? They hang around and they wait, and when they realize that it's, you know, it's getting late, 8 o'clock, better go home to my heater, my wife, and my kids, they're gone. So that's exactly what's happening here. That's the perspective you've got to hear. Unless something changes. Has anything changed yet? No. So keep it on the radar, all right? And as well, this is the unfortunate part. Optimism's inflation. This is the sad part. Optimism, OP. Don't forget this, by the way. Don't you dare forget this what I'm about to write, right? Inflation increases by 1,000% in the next 2.5 years. I'm not making this up, okay? Its circulating supply will go up by 10x. Its circulating supply is 10 out of 100. It'll go up, yes, to 100 out of 100 by the end of 2025. So they're supposed to be for the people, decentralized, but I would like to ask you, why do you mysteriously have a perfectly planned token unlock schedule to unlock your tokens right into the belly of the bull market, the euphoria top? Why is that? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, friends, historically, so when there's the Bitcoin halvening, so this was the Bitcoin's halvening, okay, around here, historically, the top mania is about 12 months, 12 to 18 months, okay? This is 12 months, this is 18 months. 1 to 1.5 years is when the top happens. So the bull run starts after that. So effectively, what they would be doing, if I was to draw this, let's say the cycle repeats themselves, look at that. They're getting all their tokens unlocked here. Do you think that's a coincidence, man? I want to ask you that. So look how disgusting it is. Look, you think it's a coincidence they are unlocking the tokens for themselves in what they expect this part of the bull market to be? Right. So I want to ask you, like, think about this, man. Think of, like, what if it actually does that? Look at this. End of 2025. Yeah. They're going to get all their coins here. Wow. Jeez. What a coincidence. You guys, what a nice timing or fluke, depending how you look at it. So be careful of that one, all right? Aptos is pretty much just a grift, but they have the insiders and the exchanges who participate in the ICO so they can shill. Should we buy it? I'm not touching it. It's launched at a high valuation. There's no community. They got to keep feeding everyone. But these new coins somehow find retailers. You'd be surprised. There will be people buying them in the 2025 cycle, but I don't want to touch it now. There's no community. There's no apps. There's nothing at all on it. It's just a grift. They're just copy-pasting all the projects. It's just, this is what happens every cycle. What happens is, okay, every cycle, baby dolls, I want you to know, okay, just, because I have to teach you this, please, because you make, I love you guys. I know, you always say like, hey, you know, you just got to make one right move. Okay, yeah, but you also have to look at the 40,000 other coins and things emerging, and you have to see which ones are a death trap. There are some things in crypto you can experiment with and get away with murder, but there are other things you can experiment with, but you'll lose 99%. It's over, okay? And if you have bad risk management, which I know 19 out of 20 people do, they don't know, they put too much bullets in something, that's it, it's over, okay? So what happens is when Bitcoin does these moves, okay, when Bitcoin goes up in the bull market, there are narratives that form here, okay? There are narratives, okay, in these big waves. See these big waves? Yeah, big stories and narratives. Grifters, they analyze what made that thing happen. They go, okay, this story about layer ones and cheaper things, and they put together the VCs and the people to go repeat that in the next cycle. So I want to let you know, what was popular in 2017, there were grifters who did the same formula for up here. Now, they didn't get 1,000 X's, but the chain still made money for the founders and the early people who dumped. And unfortunately, retail gets destroyed. So that's why I'm telling you, layer one chains and how they worked out here. Yes, there's going to be something here like Aptos, like Sui, which already exist. They already exist right now. They're going to be trying to exit up here. They will be exiting, and then it will just be considered like, oh, failure, we got this thing wrong. But really, they were dumping the whole time. Okay? You got to know this. But it's not that Suppoman knows this. He knows this, by the way. He knows this. He's just saying, hey, it's a layer one coin. They're marketing. They're going to try shill it. Right? So this is the type of world you're dealing with, okay? Arbitrum is the leading layer 2, right, for Ethereum, because Ethereum is expensive. But Arbitrum, to make money in Arbitrum, you have to farm the airdrop in 2022. And now we're relying on all these new mid-curve DeFi things appearing on it. There's nothing really innovational. They just have all these complex DeFi stuff, people throwing things around. Can you make money on it? Well, I want to see a bigger wipeout. All right, I want to see a bigger wipeout. I'm going to need a big discount on this because I'd like to ask you this question. What is the difference between Arbitrum? What is the difference between Arbitrum, Optimism, Avalanche, Binance Chain, Phantom? Ask you any of them. They're all the layer ones, man. It's all the same thing, okay? Every other chain's going to have also an EVM. We're going to go through that now. Right, PulseChain, yeah. What's the difference? Well, you need the community, man. The community. So Arbitrum is just people who were there, but no one's really going to kill themselves for Arbitrum. If Optimism did $1 billion stimulus program, guess what's going to happen? Everyone's going from Arbitrum to Optimism. See you later. Bye-bye. They're going to dump the Arbitrum token itself is just a governance token. So we're not going to knock it. I'm just going to let you know the opportunity in Arbitrum probably might be, okay, so we're going to go back here to this chart. In Arbitrum, perhaps if, just like how there was a DeFi season here, I'm not saying there's going to be a DeFi season, but what if someone makes something pretty cool as an application and it gets popularity and Bitcoin does that? Well, there's a chance for us to go then rotate and participate with our lottery money. But it doesn't exist yet. There are too many avenues where you can split and waste your time and money. There's just too many. Okay, so it's not worth it yet. His final coin of Suppoman's final coin is Moonbeam. Moonbeam is Polkadot. Okay, Polkadot. So dot. Now they have an EVM. Okay, EVM, which is just MetaMask. So your MetaMask can connect to Polkadot. And you can kind of wonder, well, why does Polkadot even exist if this is going to be popular? That's the funny part. It's just because the people have chosen it. So what do you do, right? So let's have a look. So it's actually Moonbeam. The ticker is Glimmer. But hey, you know, a lot of you saying, oh, this looks bad. But yeah, this is what you want to do. Okay, this is like free money. Okay, I'm not saying to buy this, by the way, minus 99%. Okay, I'm not saying to buy this because they had inflation and stuff. It's literally 99%. Like, yeah, it's 97. If you go to the top, 99%. But look, when it comes to these, wow, 99%, friends. 97%. How can you go wrong here? You don't even need people to adopt Polkadot. You just need people to believe others will adopt Polkadot. That's how low it is. When it comes to something like this, by the way, I participated in the Parachain, the public thing for this as well. In Polkadot, you put some dot, you lock it up, you get the tokens. I want you to know as well, even though this is cheap, you can, if you'd like, put some lottery money in. That's cool. It's cheap. I like it, right? Better to be shilling this here than after it's gone up here. Okay? Better that. Of course, this is the depression zone. But think about this, okay? Look at all these coins. There are like 20,000 others, okay? Any narrative can happen in 2024. And I really do mean anything, okay? Nobody got the narratives right. That's what it's very hard. If you're new here, you probably think everything goes up together. No, they don't anymore, all right? Because there's limited attention and limited money, okay? So this is Bitcoin. DeFi went up here. It dragged some coins up, but then DeFi sucked here, okay? DeFi did not exist here. It was layer one, gaming, metaverse, NFTs. DeFi evolved to new coins that did Ponzi stuff. Okay, so the DeFi here became a whisper. And it was new stuff up here. And you know, I can go back in history and tell you, like, the payment coins that became popular here, guess what? They became irrelevant in the DeFi, and then they became even more irrelevant in the next season. Do you see how no narrative comes back? They only come back if it was one killer app. So, and what a narrative is because of the word that's attached to it. Like, for example, layer one chains. Everybody launched layer one chains everywhere to try get big valuations to dump and to grift people. Every single coin, everyone out there, right? So that ghost of that memory of grifting is still going to lurk here. Okay, so now that's why I've been telling you all throughout my Twitter and YouTube. Layer one coins are poop. Layer one coins are poop. And please don't give me those one or two that are going to go up. Okay, understand. You know, there's like 70 now. Okay, there's 70. Yeah, they're mostly poop. Okay, yeah, 2 or 3 are going to kill it. The other 65 are absolute trash. They're not going to get the euphoria. That's why I'm stressing to you. I appreciate Suppoman's work, but I'm still going to wait for here. I want to wait till 2024. Can we sniff something? Can we see the new narrative maybe forming? Can I join the pieces of the puzzle that millions of people are going to come for a certain application? Okay. Now, automatically, I got to tell you something. Okay. So yeah, I got some core coins. Let's copy paste them here. And you'll notice, you're like, huh, what happened to these? These are still applicable, man. These are still applicable. I'm just letting you know, right? When the crowd of newbies come, okay, they will go into stuff that appeals to them. But what's hard for people to believe and remember is, see all these beautiful coins here. See everything here. All these coins. Okay, see a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Hex, both hexes, right? PulseX, PulseChain, Hedron, Icosa, PoorPleb, PP, right? So ticker PP. All of these coins, most likely, the people who come in here in Bitcoin, they've looked at these coins and it doesn't do anything for them. Okay, that's very hard for people to admit. There's a big market for people to like something other than these coins. And I know this sounds absolutely wild and crazy. Like, how could that be possible? Okay, yeah, well, Ethereum people who responded to it didn't respond to Bitcoin. And then when Ethereum is now going to feel the wrath of, is now the people coming into PulseChain, they aren't responding to the old guard money in Ethereum. Are you starting to get the point? So when I'm explaining this to you, I'm helping you be one step ahead of the game. Actually, it's more like 2.5 years ahead. I'm literally 2.5 years ahead of the game. I can see this coming a mile away. Okay, so everybody's going to make the same mistake. They're buying layer 1 coins now. You know this. Go to any major YouTube influencer. What are their top 10 coins? They have all the layer 1 coins. You want to know a secret? Let me tell you a secret. Okay, I'm wearing fluffy slippers right now. And my back is pretty straight. And my elbows are pointy. I was looking for the hot new coin back here in 2020. I remember when I first ventured to YouTube and I'm like, oh, what are people talking about? I didn't even know how to gather info back then. I was trying to learn it myself. And what happened was I noticed the coins that influencers were saying were going to be big in 2021. And guess what happened? You know the coins they said that would be big here, right? Up here. I want to let you know they were a reflection of the 2017 dead narratives. This is me now looking back. I'm doing the hard work research for you, okay? And guess what? They were non-existent up here. XRP, non-existent. Verge, non-existent. VeChain, non-existent. Litecoin, non-existent. All the narratives that they thought were going to repeat and go up again, fail. XRP payment solution, no one cared about them. Even new coins that did a payment solution, failed. Not failed, but they only went up like 3 or 4x, which is pretty much a failure compared to other stuff that went up, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x. Hope you're starting to get the point now. So there is too much risk to place yourself in the la-la land here when there could be one of 30 different things that emerge. So what I'm going to do is wait. Simply wait. So stay in core coins. So as a final message, stay 90% to 100% in core. If you have lotteries, cool. Hold them. All right. Stay 100% in core. If 2024 January arrives, I'm going to keep an open mind. Is there a narrative I can see? If there is, we're going to allocate a bit to them. We don't know which ones are going to come out. Allocate a bit to them. And then what I'm going to do is, so we're going to have to set a target because I don't want to waste precious capital in poopy coins that aren't moving after 6 months with no narrative. So we're only going to do a little bit. And then if they start moving and they start gaining traction, what we're going to do is we go harder. So what you end up doing is, right, you have the chart here. The charts are doing nothing, okay? And we set basically a level here. We go, okay, if it crosses this level, I think the ecosystem theory is correct. So this might be Polkadot, for example, okay? So actually, let's get Polkadot. Let's do a live example for you. I'm going to get Polkadot, and we can actually see, so we can do it in real time. So friends, this is how you have to actually do the game now. It's harder. You can't just buy everything. So, for example, let's say you got a theory at the beginning of 2024 that Polkadot might come back. Okay, Polkadot's going to come back and have a big season. All right, let's say you just do your level here. All right, what you might find is, let's say Polkadot actually has a rally by the end of this year, comes back down, and what you might say is, okay, if Polkadot crosses $16 by itself without the rest of the market, and we see more Polkadot tagging on Twitter, and we see more Polkadot projects launching. So we have a few conditions. If we see something like this, you go, bang, okay, that's it. we're going to buy every single Polkadot coin that looks reasonably good, has a good logo and whatever. Okay, do you see the difference here from the previous strategy? The previous year's strategies were just buy every single coin because there's only like 300, top 30 are going to go up, just buy every single coin. Okay, you can't do that anymore. There's no 300 coins anymore. There's 50,000. And they're making like 80 meme coins literally every 2 days, okay? And they're moving more than like Litecoin. So you can't ignore them. People are buying the new stuff, okay? And then it goes to zero, okay? So this is a different strategy. It's more fine-tuning. It's like a surgeon, right, doing heart surgery. That's how fine-tuned it has to be. But this is the land of poop. Okay, I'm going to write this down here. This is a land of poop. Poop and folly. Because that's exactly what it is. Poop and folly. Right here, this is fun, but it's absolute degeneracy and it needs some conditions to be met. I would rather we stay where the core coins are for now, okay? If the path is clear, it's going to appear to us. Just like how I appeared to you to tell you that you're my friend. Like, subscribe, bell button, or tell mum and dad she love them.